coolest things for our room right now is having such a tradition of great runners, and we kind of want to make sure we fill those shoes. You know what I mean? And that's not, pressure or anything like that. It's just a matter of our guys being able to play at their capability. I think everyone in our room right now has the ability to play on a very high level and carry the standard that has been put down from guys like RJ, guys like Latavius Murray. I mean, just there's a count of AK. You know what I mean? So there's so many guys that have kind of made their mark on UCF football that our guys are going to be able to really kind of look to and be able to see as, hey, this is who I want to be, and this is our standard, and nothing else will settle for that.
Do you feel like the energy, like in the room, that they're ready to pave their own path, and how do you coach them as well?
Yeah, correct. I mean, the one thing is knowing where you come from, and that's knowing the history, knowing that. But then also how we talk in the room is knowing yourself and being able to really kind of showcase your ability to put yourself in the right situations that you're able to showcase who you are. I'm not going to tell you to be somebody else that you're not. Miles Montgomery is different than Jaden Nixon. Jaden Nixon is different than Stacy. You know what I mean? So every one of those guys is going to have their different attributes, and they're going to be able to showcase them in Coach Frost's system. And that's kind of what our job is, kind of put those guys in the best situation to show.
Scott talked a little bit about when he was at Oregon, he had some guys that were kind of maybe the number 2 guys, number 3 guys, behind a big back like an RJ Harvey, and then you got to see those guys, Kenyon Barner, being able to go out and having an opportunity to showcase himself. How important is that for guys like Miles and Jaden? Miles was the number 2 guy behind RJ to have their moment, to really kind of have this moment to get out there and shine, really be there.
Yeah, no, it's cool for those guys because they paved the journey. They kind of, Miles is a great example of a guy that just kind of learned from every situation, learned from every guy that he kind of had in his way or in his journey of guys that had good ability. RJ's not a bad running back to me, he's number 2. So just to see those guys that he learned from and now be able to use that. Jaden is so excited just because it's such a fresh, different approach here that's really going to, he sees his ability, he sees his journey that's going to be able to showcase his natural talent. So every one of those guys being able to see it, through this long spring, winter, summer, and really kind of be up to this point of fall camp, I think they're super excited for that moment.
Were you surprised that Jaden and Miles doing their podcast? Were you surprised the how well they kind of bonded, and how encouraging is that for you as a position coach to see 2 of your guys really kind of have this this great relationship? It really seems like they're best friends when that comes to
Yeah, I know. It was day one. It was day one meetings. It was very interesting. They already tried to get me to play off each other. They had it somehow synced up. It's so crazy how small football is. Their paths crossed by coaches in their journey a few different times, and so they just got so many great stories about their journey that they started kind of putting together and everything like that. And then with me is. You can see it. It's more than, we talk about football being more than just football. And for those guys, it's a brotherhood. And see those guys work and be together and kind of share their knowledge with the young guys and even myself. Stories, craziness. It's fun to be around, and that's what makes me happy to go to work every day. Those guys being excited about it and really showing their personalities with the game of football.
Did you ever get that bracelet with him?